Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we're going to be talking about One of Them Days. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. So, let's talk about our two leads. First, we have Keke Palmer. So, let's talk about her first. Okay. So, Keke Palmer. She's been around for quite a bit. I remember her from Aquila and the Bee. That came out in '06. Shit, that's almost 20 years ago. God damn. Anywho, yeah, I remember her from her child actor days. I also remember her from her Nickelodeon days. Her show True Jackson VP. Super underrated show, by the way. Yeah, it was like a live action sitcom, not involving Dan Schneider, so you don't got to deal with that ickiness if you ever want to watch the show. So, just something to note. Yeah, it's a really good show. But that's a show. It's not really relevant here. In the movie world, I mean, I forgot she voiced in Ice Age. She voiced Peaches, Manny and Ellie's daughter, because the cast of characters in the Ice Age franchise clearly wasn't bloated enough. It reached a point of just pure, just ridiculousness of how many characters they added to the series. It's just boggles the mind. Anywho, so Ice Age is not really relevant either because that's just a voiceover role. She was also in Hustlers, which was like an ensemble movie. She wasn't like the main face of it. That was more like Jennifer Lopez and I think Constance Wu. Like they were more the main faces. She voiced in Lightyear. Now, nope, that's a important movie. Okay, when this released, back in 2022, one of the strongest aspects of the movie, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, was Keke Palmer's performance because she brought energy, she brought likability, and it made the movie, a whole lot more enjoyable. Like she herself made the movie super enjoyable to watch. So, and Nope was a hit and is it's generally well liked. Some people found it a little iffy. I liked it. But so Keke Palmer, she was like I guess you could say like the standout player in Nope. That's what I would say. So yeah, I would definitely say Keke Palmer. I mean, like in terms of like drawing power, but she's definitely a recognizable face. As is for the longest time, I never knew how to say her name because you see like SZA, you probably guess it's like Zia or something. That's what you guess, but it's actually Zay, according to the actress herself. So I'm like, okay, that's how she says it. That's how I'm gonna say it. And I looked up her resume, her film resume. This is actually her film debut because she's mainly known for like her music. So I'm like, oh, okay. And apparently she has some, hit songs. So, people definitely know who she is. So, yeah, I guess I'll label both of them as, they're both recognizable. So I'll label them both as pros. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, reviews. Man, reviews for this movie are incredible. Legit. I'm not making jokes. Has a 96% critic score. Keep in mind, this is a movie that's coming out in the month of January. Okay, this is not normal. not not at all. This is like usually movies you see like a review like that in January, you expect it to be like a December movie that's like opening wide or something. Now this is a January movie opening in January and it has a 96% critic score and a 95% audience score and an A- cinema score. So word of mouth is through the roof on this thing. So that will definitely help it, no doubt about that. So yeah, reviews, word of mouth, all that is easy pro, obviously. Another pro is the lack of direct competition. I mean, there are literally no other comedies in sight. Definitely no like adult comedies, and everything else is pretty light, pretty much. Everything else is either like a December holdover, or it's just like a movie, or just a movie that's not doing amazing. I mean, Den of Thieves is doing okay, or Dan Thieves 2 is doing okay, but it's not like setting the world on fire or anything. And Wolfman, yeah, that movie's struggling. It's struggling right now because word of mouth is really causing that movie to fall apart. So yeah, when it comes to direct competition, there's nothing. There's literally nothing out there. So that's an easy pro. And another pro is the fact that this is, obviously geared towards, black audiences, the African American crowd. And that's a historically underserved market, especially now. Like, when was the last time we've had a movie like this in theaters, right? Like, it's been a long, very long minute. And history has shown, like, if you make a movie that is geared towards an underserved market, and if it's good, then they could like really embrace it, and it could really like pop off at the box office. There's been like too many examples to really list. I guess in terms of like the most mainstream example would be like Black Panther, right? I mean, Black Panther opened at 200 million in February. Like, that is not normal, not in the slightest. But that audience, like, they showed up in full force, and the numbers don't lie. So yeah, and it also helps that this movie has quality backing it up. So yeah, the fact that this is geared towards like a market and a demographic that hasn't really gotten much of anything recently, I will label that as a pro. And are there any other pros? Well, I guess it's Thursday previews. They're not bad for a movie like this. 1.3 million. I mean, it's not like I'm expecting like 10 million or something. But these aren't like terrible numbers. And I can't really remember the last time. I can't really remember. I don't know what I can really compare this to. I guess one movie I've seen is Girls Trip. Forgot to mention that. Girls Trip. Kind of a similar vibe to One of Them Days. Also geared towards, black audiences, and this had quality on its side too, and it popped off, opened with like 30 million, made over 100 million plus. It was one of the few really positive surprises of summer 2017, because that summer was a shit show at the box office. This is one of the few true undisputed bright spots. Yeah, that had a Thursday preview of like 1.7 million. Granted, like, comparing One of Them Days to this is was problematic because this was a summer movie. One of Them Days is not, and not. But this is like 2017, and so there's like 8 year gap right there. So it's not a perfect comparison, but I don't know what else I could really have. So yeah, no, it's not going to open to this much. That's just no. No, this is not going to happen. But still, these preview numbers, I say they're pretty good. So I'll label that as a pro. Are there any other pros? I'm really thinking hard. I don't think there are. I think I've covered all the bases. Okay, cons. Well, it's not really. It doesn't really have anything to do with this movie. More to do with the fact that the market as a whole is really weak right now. And that's partially because of the LA wildfires. But even without the wildfires, even if that wasn't going on, shit's still weak. Okay. Den of Thieves 2, the movie like that was never gonna do great at the box office. And the same is gonna apply to One of Them Days. Like, One of Them Days was never meant to be like a blockbuster. So it was always meant to be like a mid, like a mid-level, mid-range movie. And the same goes for Wolfman. Although I had higher expectations for Wolfman, but those expectations are falling through the floor. So yeah, and just everything's just real bland right now. Like the box office really needs like a big movie, and it won't really get one until Captain America: Brave New World. And that's not all the way till that won't be till like Valentine's Day. So we got a whole month of blah ahead of us. So yeah, but it's not really one of them days' fault. It's just the market as a whole. It's out of its control. So yeah, just overall weak market. I will label that as a con. And that's kind of the only con this movie really has. So opening weekend, I gotta do 3 day and 4 day because Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, holiday weekend and whatnot. So looking at like early numbers I've seen. First of all, it's Mufasa is projected to win the weekend, which is crazy. That's not something I thought Wolfman would have had this like would have been an easy W for that movie, but nope. Nope. It's projected to hit 13 million for the 4 days, and let me see, 11 million for the 3 days. Okay, with reviews the way they are, like these reviews should realistically cause the movie to pop a little, pop its numbers up, give it a boost. At least I'm hoping will happen, but at the rate I'm not sure. Its chances of being number one, they're not terrible, but they're not great. But I guess I'm going to stick with what Deadline has here. So 11 million for 3 days, 13 million for the 4 day weekend, and its total. Ooh, I don't know if it'll have like a crazy long life. It'll probably make like 30, 40 million, probably closer to 30. It'll just be like a small little hit, nothing more, nothing less. So, yeah, so that was one of them days. We got one more movie to discuss this weekend. That movie is Wolfman, and then we're done. A nice simple 2 movie weekend, which is great for me because I don't need no 6 movie weekends, not anytime soon. I know I'm gonna get them eventually, but at least I'm glad I got a break from doing that. But yeah, so that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. You want to check out more videos like this? I got playlists on the homepage. All previous prediction videos I made on the channel. I've only made like 3 for this year. But if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made the past few years, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recap. Yeah, box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. I did my December recap already, which means all I gotta do is my 2-part 2024 recap. That will happen either next week or the week after. Not sure which week because I gotta prepare myself. Like those are basically gonna be 2-hour-long videos. So yeah, I gotta properly prepare myself for those. But my January recap, that'll be, I'll say, the first week or so, basically before Valentine's Day. Let's just say that. So that'll be in February. So stay tuned. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made on the channel, you can go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I don't think I ever talked about one of them days ever on the. I will check, but I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. One of them day. Okay, never talked about it once, so there's that. I've made 250 episodes of Cancel. You want to binge watch all those episodes, go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.